What's up, Legends? You're watching Shadow Nerds.
Today, we're helping you to climb the meta without losing your mind.
My name's Austin.
And I'm Dominic.
And today, we're doing our first impressions tier list for Set 2, Infinity Evolved in Shadowverse Worlds Beyond.
Yeah. We got this video up a little later than we expected to. We've been a little busy right now, and also wanted to test out all these decks and see content to see where the meta is shaking up right now and how it's evolved.
We have 4 tiers today. We're going to do meta defining, frequent tops, need support, and a fun/rogue tier for all of our casual viewers. Without further ado, we'll get started from the bottom and work our way to the top. Our lowest deck in format is going to be Storm Havencraft.
Now this deck is a fun/rogue pile just because it's trying to play Haven, all these storm bodies, and then we got some new ones like Odin and neutral, as well as the fact that a lot of all these the old amulets we already had in Haven. The deck's still in the fun rogue pile like it kind of was last format. It definitely needs some more to be better, but it's still a fun deck. You have a lot of cool amulets, you have a lot of cool birds, and now a horse with a sword guy on it. But you're just slashing the faces of your cool big bird guys.
They got a new 5-drop too that has a removal effect, but it reads like a set 1 card. It didn't get what it needs. It was just a little bit weak.
Still fun.
But still fun.
The second deck we're going to talk about that's still trying to bash your face in is Storm Dragon. Now Storm Dragon was a pretty solid deck set 1 because the format is a lot different, a little slower, and the Storm Dragon can definitely capitalize a lot more. Sadly, as the metagame evolved and developed, it's fallen down, and as this set has infinitely evolved, it's now in fun and rogue because it's just too clunky, dinky, what do you want to call it?
You only play 1 or 2 cards a turn in this deck, and they don't really do all that much. I feel like even though games have kind of gotten a little bit longer in Shadowverse, the amount of things that happen in a turn has also gone up, so the rate of play feels faster. The amount of things that happen in a turn, that happen in a game, the points of interaction have gone up. I don't think a deck like Storm Dragoncraft really favors well into a more interactive meta.
A lot more bodies are able to remove things that have the intimidate effect as well, like banish or anything else. There's more removal to these bodies that can set 1 that are a lot more threatening. That's why we're putting it in the fun and rogue category.
You can still take games that randomly out of nowhere just kill somebody when they weren't ready. Yeah. But it's gonna be
they're gonna be ready at the top tables. They are ready for it.
Moving on, starting off our needs support tier, we have Ramp Dragon. This deck got some cool cards, but I don't really think they do what the deck needs. Fenny didn't even make our top 10 legends. Ramp Dragon feels like a flex deck right now. You just flex on your opponent when you're already winning, and you lose when you've lost the game, and you don't really get a say. It's did I draw well? Did I ramp effectively? Did I draw a payoff card for ramping effectively? It's so RNG dependent in a game where you can play decks that don't need that.
Yeah, it's much more high rolly. Your first turns of the game are really not impactful, so if you're playing against an aggro deck or a deck they can actually get in, then they can pretty much just sweep you from there, put you in a very big back foot to come back in. If you're playing against a deck that takes slower to set up in, you can get somewhere, but if your opponent is drawing probably averagely on their curve or a little above average on the curve, you're not going to have the most tools and resources to deal with that.
So many cards in this game are so efficient now that every deck when it plays on curve, it doesn't really need to, it doesn't feel like you need to ramp to do anything that you would want to do that you can't already. Yeah. I don't know, my turn 2 feels powerful, my turn 3 feels powerful. Why do I need to spend a turn ramping when I can play on curve and do something every turn?
Yeah. It just needs some more support. It needs to play more like a dragon deck. It needs a better, it needs more cards that ramp but do something as well with their rampage, that are quote unquote maybe balanced, maybe a little not so balanced.
I think they're afraid of breaking it. Yeah. Once they break it, there's no fixing it.
There's no going back. You're getting the 10 fast, baby. On to our next one, needs support. We have our Puppet Portal Craft, the worst version of Portal. So Puppet gained not that much in this set. It gained really nothing.
Octavia stuff is so bad, unfortunately.
Yeah. Orcust is still a really good card though, and still reads like probably a set 2 card will read. So that's why A, why it's the banner, and B, why Puppet's still in like the need support thing. But it didn't really just get much of anything, and the metagame is again just becoming a lot faster and more hostile towards it, where your little 0 cost 1/1 puppets or your 3/1 1 cost puppets aren't doing much in that hand because they're going straight to the next game.
Orcust was carrying the whole deck on her back before, and now it's only gotten heavier because everything else is better now.
I'm surprised her friend isn't broken yet. He's just on the ground, all these decks on top of him. Just slap on the ST and everything. It's just, you can't do it forever.
Nope. Up next, we have like this new fun mid-range Abyss pile where you try to go like medium long and play a bunch of ward stuff, and like you actually play against the deck that your opponent has brought to the table. Like the game plan of the deck meaningfully changes depending on what it's sitting across from. That like makes the deck fun and cool. But it is like slower than other ways of playing Abyss. I don't know. Have you played against this much?
I'm playing against this much at all. But it definitely is the slower Abyss build that like needs to build a little more tempo and more board state. But it doesn't really need to do that. But it's still effective when you do. That's why it's at the top of need support, because it doesn't need as much support as for Ramp Dragon and Puppets. But it's still a pretty okay deck. It definitely can build a board of all these annoying ward bodies and like still building a bit of chip damage, and then eventually you build this big Cerberus turn, you're like, oh shoot, I kind of lose the game here.
Yeah.
Sadly though, again, it is kind of like a later deck that picks something better on like a later curve. If you get there fast enough and stay within the game, I think a lot of decks have a lot of control so they can stay in the game better than it, or are just so fast that they just pick it up and be like, no, we're good, we're chilling.
It's totally doable though.
Yeah, definitely a very doable thing. We actually lied. This is actually not at the top of need support, Forestcraft. We were gonna put this in frequent tops, but this deck didn't really gain much from this new set, and also theorizing all these matchups and talking about them and playing through them. Yikes.
This ain't it.
This ain't it, Chief. It was okay last set, though. Was able to keep up with the metagame a little bit. Like, be actually like a solid B tier deck.
This and Storm Dragoncraft both really felt the impact of the power creep.
They fell off, for sure. But sorry, Forrest. We like those roach turns, though. It still can get there. It's still, like, okay. But again, it's just, like, falling off to all these new crazy URs, and also a new deck archetype that I know Austin's gonna love talking about soon in frequent tops. But
I just wish that I don't even know what this deck needs.
This deck,
like more 0 cost cards to combo higher.
Yeah, 100. This deck needs more wealth to generate that's like cheaper, or just needs like a new like figure deck thing to build around. Like you're building on these roach combo plays, it needs a new idol, it needs a new guy. A 3 cost 0/2 that gets a +1 every time you play a card isn't enough anymore. These games don't last this long anymore, or they last long because they're just able to keep putting up a front. You just can't keep dealing with it. You'll eventually just lose in the burnout roar unless they're drawing less on curve. But I think Forest just needs a new guy, and we need give us a 2/2 roach maybe next set to start out with. Just make it bigger. Yeah, you're scared of that one.
Yeah, that's a little spooky. I think like that's actually really true, because like you think about the legends that Forrest got in his past set, and it's like they were pretty bad. And like if they get a new legend that like actually does something or gives them a reward for playing combo, like maybe that could fix the deck.
That could fix the deck. Just do not give us terrible shiny cards that I get sad of pulling my daily packs in.
Speaking of decks that got a legend and moved up a tier, we have Dirt Rune. I love this deck. It's really cool. It's super flexible, and it's way better than people gave it credit for, I think. And it does everything that you would want to do as like a mid-range control player. And Norman is actually crazy. The barrier on the ward bot, if you're in a position to get 2/3/3 ward barriers, and then you like go Remy on the next turn.
Good.
What even is your opponent supposed to do? Like, draw 4 cards that they can play in one turn to out your board?
Sure, man, you do that.
Cool. Awesome, you lose. Like, whatever. Like, it's He's really good. This card's really good.
Yeah.
And so it put Dirt Rune up a tier.
You put Dirt Rune up the tier, and Dirt also just got so much other support in their commons, golds, and silvers that really just like let the Earth signal a win. Signal a W. This is an Earth signal W here. Let's keep drawing cards. Let's keep Witches Brewing. So I'm really happy Earth actually got a lot of support and actually got legendaries this time.
It's actually fun to play.
Yeah,
like...
keep giving Earth legendaries. I want to see it. Like I'm so down for next format. Earth BDIF.
That would be sick. That would be actually sick.
Coming on our next deck, and another one of Austin's favorites is mid-range Sword with our Goat Amelia obviously covering it because that card's still broken. Yeah, Sword gained a lot this set. It gained a lot of like little support cards that we needed that are lower cost. The Prim and Rose, just really good cards. It gained a new legendary.
Goldaria is really
Goldaria
good.
that like can win games where you wouldn't win before. You just probably play a lower cost. It gained Odin as well, which just makes Sword even better. Like it just gained a lot of cards that let it keep up with the metagame and keep its tempo going. And I think you definitely have a lot more to say about this than I do.
Yeah, I think that Sword is one of those decks that like until there's really, really, really meaningful across the board removal power creep, and like every deck there's like a neutral spell that gives you access to like beating turn 5 Luminous Magus. Like Sword will just continue to be good. Like it keeps getting these new proactive cards that give it access to alternative game plans or alternative win conditions. Like it used to be hold the super evolve point for Albert every single time no matter what. And now like it feels like a deck where you can just like play on curve and go back to like playing 2/2 drops on turn 4 and then Rose enhance on 5. It's like every card in the deck feels like 2 deck slots, and that's how you know it's like a fun and flexible deck. And it's not broken, but it's fun and it's strong.
Yeah. If we want to see Sword get a little more to the DCB like a meta defining, it's definitely still super strong and definitely a very solid B-tier deck.
Up next, we have Ward Havencraft. This is another board-based deck. I think that it's just slightly higher than Sword because it has a better matchup into our entire meta-defining top tier, I would say, because Aether gives your entire board aura, and because of the big stat boost that Wilbert gives to all of your bodies with Ward for the rest of the game, like it just gives the deck a little bit more staying power and makes it harder to like pierce through to the leader, which is like one thing that at least 2 of our meta-defining decks are trying to do. What about you?
Yeah, Wardhaven still almost at the tippy top. Can't really quite make it there yet though, based on our first impressions. All the new cards it got is super good. I'm happy that Haven's actually like now a good deck. It definitely increased where it was as the metagame kept evolving, kept being lower and lower, and now it's back here. Yeah, it just generates so much value and just so much defense, and can just, if it can get to its position it needs to, just pretty much play around anything, and it frequently can. That's why it's just here on our list.
Being able to play proactively in a traditionally slower deck is like a really cool
really
thing.
Strong thing. Just how the bodies just get so big and so overwhelming. Like there's points where like if this deck gets there, like some of our top decks, like you might not be able to like have a turn to keep up with it, and like gets out of lethal. So that's why it's here, but it can't do it enough so it gets to that the meta defining point. But it's close.
Right. It needs to stick a board and then kill you.
Yeah. Back to the last slot of meta defining, and our number 3 is Runecraft Spellboost. This deck honestly didn't really gain a lot this Infinity Evolve, but did it need to? With all the 3 broken URs it already had, sure, it got like a couple supports, and like you can play Owen if you want to, if you're feeling spicy with it, but like this deck's just still good. There's a new spell you can just play in it that just like is the board wipe 6 cost guy. Please show the image. But like as a spell for I think like 4 or 3, like pretty good. I don't like, you can't.
And then the whole onion package of
the
bodies
onions
that have rush and then spell boost your hand when they attack. Like,
Okay.
I mean, it's spell boost. It does spell boost things. Anangrea is still like the most pushed card in the entire game.
Why is Anangrea? I don't even know what. If a card replaces Anangrea next set, maybe set 3 even. I'm be like, wow.
No, like Spellboost 3 times, make a 5/5 ward with rush.
Then evolve it, kill something small.
What even? It's so dumb. It's so dumb.
It's such a dumb one. Oh gosh. But yeah, but this deck is still at the bottom of our meta defining because it's a bit of a clunker one. It can be a little clunky sometimes. Sometimes you can fall behind, like it can really like lead to aggression. But if it is able to be on curve,
it
you're in
feels like
for a good time.
It just won't stop turning its wheels, and you're just dead.
It's gonna keep going and dimension climbing.
Up next, in our number 2 spot, we have Artifact Portal. This deck is still a menace. You just make whatever 5-drop helps you with the matchup, and then you make a zillion copies of it over the course of the game. And then you play really efficient bodies, and Karula is an ender threat that you didn't have before. I don't know. It just feels so consistent because all of the stuff that you want to see is spawned into the game off of every card in your deck.
I've seen like portal decks like really evolve. Like now some of them are playing 2 of the broken portal URs and playing 2 Odin as well, just have more flexibility. And just because it's since a later curve, you need to draw them later, you can't kind of afford to play that. And it really just gives this deck a lot more value to play with. I could honestly see that what's the last deck we put on this list, and this deck being interchangeable for one on the top, one on the bottom, but like this deck is incredibly flexible, can play into any position. It's stealing super high. And
it's super consistent.
Yeah.
Again, because you just spawn gears from anywhere and everything.
Probably one of the most consistent decks, if not the most consistent deck in the game. Again, you're just able to do anything with it. It doesn't really run out of steam. The new legendary got this set, being able to clone things in your hand even more so.
Yeah,
be able to attack twice if you super evolve it. Like it's just a lot. And also the 2 costs it got, the things you copy, protection and Icar, like so much. This deck gained even more this set, which is crazy. The fact that they gave this deck more, give us some.
That support should have gone to Puppet.
Puppet, Forest, anything. Why are we still here? This deck would still be probably almost this good, if not this good, if it didn't get the support. So I'm here for it though. I'm a big portal lover.
It's good. It's good. It's a fun deck to play. I can't even be mad.
No, I can't be mad. It's very fun.
Ready for number 1?
Yeah. We have probably the BDIF. I think this is a little better. Just a little better than Portal. Is Abyss Aggro. And now Abyss Aggro can win games on turn 5. It really can. That might say like, whoa, what? No, this deck can win games on turn 5. You can just build these boards super fast. Every card's low to the ground, pretty much in your deck. You're incredibly consistent. I don't know. I saw a video earlier calling this deck consistent. Like, okay, that's just like meta manipulation right there, buddy. Like, every card is low to the floor, has a very nice impactfulness about it. It's just taking Abyss really got so much good support in the set that it desperately needed, and now it got so much support where it's winning games on turn 5 or turn 6.
Soiree is a hell of a card.
Yeah.
Like go +2 is really something.
Yeah, and you're not only going +2, but also synergizes with the new gold
card.
Like,
the cover card, Exela. Like this card is so strong.
Broken. This is the card that lets you win on turn. You make a 5/5, like a 5/1. Okay, cool. Or 5/3 comes like what now? 7/3 when you evolve it. The ghost stuff it had. The synergizes so well with the cemetery because cemetery generates 2 bodies. Like.
This card is like half an Albert, but Albert you have to play for 9, and this you just play for 4, and you decide if you want to play the second one. It's like a flexible, low to the ground, early kill condition in Abyss. Yeah, really good.
It's insane.
And that's our tier list.
I don't really know if we need to cover anything else.
If you have any questions or if you disagree with us, let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, give us a like and a sub.
Yeah, we really appreciate a nice like and subscribe combo. But that does it for our Infinity Evolve tier list. We hope you guys were able to evolve your mindset for this. Sorry for my cheesy puns and dad jokes.
And we'll see you in the next one.
Yeah, peace out, guys.